Hey guys. So I was looking over at Prodigy again, and I was looking at a specific problem that you guys are having trouble with. It's problem number 35. So let me show it to you so we can get started. I can help you out with it, and then you can get it right. Here we go. Okay, so the problem says Caleb and Chloe are stacking bricks on top of each other. The total height of Caleb's bricks is 16 meters, and the height of Chloe's bricks is 1,520 centimeters. Who has the taller structure of bricks? Now, this is a drop-down menu here. Obviously, I don't have it because it's a paper printed out version of that problem. But so it'd be easier on you guys because you'll get a drop-down of answers. But I'm doing this, from start to finish, and I won't have drop-down options. There's a part 2 to this problem. It says Caleb adds 4.5 meters to his structure, while Chloe adds 770 centimeters to her structure. Who has the taller structure now? So you have to keep in mind that this has 2 parts. This is part 1 up here, and this is part 2. We're going to do part 1 before part 2, obviously. All right, so let's write down the information that we have, but before we get started with that, just realize that this is a conversions problem, and we learned this cool mnemonic phrase for conversions, and to help us with that, and it was King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, but more on that later. So let's write down what information we have. We have Caleb and we have Chloe. Those are our characters, Caleb and Chloe. Okay, and it says Caleb, the total height of his bricks is 16 meters. And Chloe's, the total height of her bricks is 1,520, but it's centimeters. Okay, so that's something that you have to take into mind here, is that the measurements are different, not just by number, but what kind of measurement they used. So Caleb used meters and Chloe used centimeters. So what we want to do is we want to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. We want to compare the same things. So that means we have to change. Let's change centimeters to meters, okay? And that's where our conversion chart here helps us, okay? So the way this works is there's the mnemonic phrase, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, and King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk stands for the common measurements, which is kilo, hecto, deca. This is by is the base, like whatever you're talking about. In this case, we're talking about meters. Then deci, centi, and milli. Okay, and this is how they're abbreviated at the bottom here. So right now we're talking, Caleb has 16 meters and Chloe has 1,520 centimeters, and we want to change Chloe's centimeters to meters. So that means we have centimeters and we want to change them to meters. So that means we got to move the decimal 1, 2 places that way, okay? So if Chloe is 1,520 centimeters, that means the decimal goes there. It always goes on the right if you don't see it. And we want to change it to meters, so we got to move it 2 times to the left, okay? So I'm going to take this and go 1, 2. So that means that Chloe really went from 1,520 centimeters to 15.20 or 15.2 meters, okay? So we just converted it. So that means we can answer that first question. Caleb and Chloe are stacking bricks on top of each other. The total height of Caleb's bricks is 16 meters, and the height of Chloe's bricks we now know is 15.2 centimeters. Who has the taller structure of bricks? Well, it turns out that Caleb does, because he's got 16 and she's got, we can say, hypothetically, $15.20. So his is more. His is $16 and she's $15.20. Okay? So we can answer that way. So it's Caleb. Now, the second part says Caleb adds, we're at part 2. Caleb adds 4.5 meters to his structure, while Chloe adds 770 centimeters to hers. Okay, so let's do the math for part 2 here. This is all part 1. It's done. The answer ended up being Caleb. Okay, part 2 says we add 4.5 to his. So Caleb was 16 meters, and we are adding 4.5 meters. I'm going to line up the decimals. I know there's a decimal here on 16 meters, so when I line up 4.5, I have to line up those decimals. So then I just add 5 decimal 10, carry the 1, 2. So in this part 2, Caleb ended up having 20 and a half, okay? And then it says Chloe adds 770 centimeters. Okay, so she had, from problem 1, Chloe, she had 1,520, and she added 770. So that gives her 0, 9, 12, 2. Yep. That gives her 2,290 centimeters. But we want to compare apples to apples again. So we just have to do that conversion again. So we're going from the centimeters that she's got to the meters that we want. So we have to move, again, the decimal to the left twice. So I know the decimal's here. I'm going to go 1, 2. Okay, so now she goes from centimeters to meters. So she's got now 22.90, or, you know, if you want to make it easier to think about, $22.90 to his $20.50. That means in this case, in part 2, she's got the bigger structure. Okay, so Caleb adds 4.5 meters to the structure. That gave him 20.5. And then Chloe added 770 centimeters, which ended up being 22.9 meters. So she ends up having the most. Okay. I hope that helped with that problem. Feel free to watch this again if you didn't understand or I talked too fast. Subscribe to the channel. Please watch these videos, like, or leave me some comments about how I can make them better. All right. Thanks, guys.